and you have the best tube amp that's not a tube amp. Hey everybody, this is Che, you're watching Lounging Guitars, and I have in my hands a Surfy Industries Surfy-Man and Surfy Power. And with these two combined,
I am Captain Planet.
you have a complete amp head. This thing is a full range flat response amp that plugs into a speaker cabinet, and the Surfy-Man has a tone stack and the preamp circuit of a Showman amp. Let's put it on the bench and go over some specs. Here are the controls. We have a master volume, presence, intensity, and speed for the tremolo, which is controlled by this toggle here. We have the bass and treble and pre-volume or gain volume. So we have the master volume and the volume. You can crank this for that edge of breakup sound, and this is the mute and bypass for the pedal. So if we're looking at the top here, we have the line in, we have a pad switch, we have a headphone jack, we have a brown and black panel amp toggle. So down is, or pressed in, is the black panel. Undone and pressed or popped out is the brown panel. We have a instrument out, we have the vintage EQ, and we have the instrument in and a DC 9 to 18 volt power in. So that's the Showman amp preamp circuit section of this combo here. Next we have the Surfy Power. This is the power amp section of the Showman, and this drives the cabinet. So we have magnets here where you can stick the Surfy-Man onto it and it becomes one unit. Let's go over the top over here. We have a line in from the Surfy-Man, you can plug it into here, and we have a line out, so if you're going directly to a recording device, you can go line out here. Here are the amp outputs, we have two of them here. It drives a 4 or 8 ohm speaker cabinet, so these are super powerful. This is a 200 watt amp. Please don't plug these into a speaker without the Surfy-Man first, or you risk blowing out those speakers because it'll just be at full volume and power driving those. Here is the 36 volt DC in, which comes with the unit. This is the on and off, and this one is the 12 volt DC out, so two of them here. One of them can power the Surfy-Man, and the other one can power your Surfybear reverb, spring reverb unit. One warning, the instructions say don't plug your amp outs into a power soak or anything like that, or a DI, or you risk highly damaging those products. Alright, so here we go. They stick together as one unit. These are really powerful magnets. They do not come apart, and these daisy chains come with the Surfy Power. So we have the line out TRS from the Surfy-Man, and we plug it directly into the Surfy Power. Becomes one unit right there. And then the 12 volt DC out right over here. Plug that in, and then you plug this into the Surfy-Man, and it powers the Surfy-Man. And then we'll have the 36 volt coming in here that powers the entire unit. I'm going to plug in the speaker cable. I have a pretty hefty speaker cable here. I think this is a 14 gauge. And then I'm going to plug it into the amp out, plug it in there, and then the 36 volt power goes right over here, DC in, and only use the supplied power supply. I'm going to power it on right here, and you can see this light comes on. Here's the mute and bypass, and then the tremolo. And you can see the biasing that's happening right there. Going first, we have the master volume. I'm going to set that at around 9 o'clock. I have the presence set around noon. Intensity and speed, I have that at noon. We'll test that out later. I'm going to set the bass at around 10 o'clock. And then the treble, I'm going to set at around 2 o'clock or 1:30. And then the volume, the pre-volume, I'm going to set at around 11 or 10 o'clock. I have the amp plugged into the cabinet and I'm miking it all up with a single Shure SM57. Here's a tone demo of just going clean with this guitar with the bridge, middle position, and neck pickup. Alright, now I'm going to go through the settings on this Filtertron Gretsch and see how it sounds with a humbucker going through it. Again, bridge, middle position, and neck. We just heard the brown panel amp setting. Now I'm going to toggle the black panel amp right here with this switch. This video is brought to you by Airwolf. You guys remember that show from the 80s? Airwolf? Well, this video is brought to you by that show from the 80s. Yeah. Alright, next I'm going to put my guitar through the Surfybear spring reverb, and I'm going to be playing my 1963 Jazzmaster. Alright, ladies and germs, I'm going to check the tremolo section of this amp and then watch the biasing happen on the lights flickering thing. It's not Stranger Things where the upside down is about to take over and you see those flashing lights. It's just a tremolo. lastly, I am putting my pedal board in front of the Surfy-Man to see if it can take all these pedals pretty well. I won't be using all my pedals. I'll be using the Bondi Effects Sick As, the Nemesis Delay, what else, Walrus Audio Mark II, and yeah, that should be it. And I'll be doing some swells with the volume pedal. Alright, there you have it. That's the Surfy Industries Surfy Man and Surfy Power. Tell me what you thought of the amp in the comments. Until next time, my name is Che, and this is Lounging Guitars. Yeah.